Are you liberal or conservative?
I lean more on the liberal side.
You do?
Yeah. I mean, come on, Mr. Peterson. I just said my sons can have sex before marriage. That's pretty damn liberal.
And why are you a liberal rather than conservative?
All right, for me, liberal is being open-minded and being open to other people's opinion. For me, conservative is same old way. Let's just don't change anything. Let's just keep everything the same. Let's just stay in the pocket. Whatever's been going on, let's just keep it here. Don't change anything.
Why do you have that impression?
Because a lot of conservatives won't change.
Why do you have that impression?
Based on what I see.
What type of change they don't want?
Conservatives for a while didn't want to deal with the LGBTQ.
What's that?
I'm glad you asked, Mr. Peterson.
What do you mean deal with them? When you say they didn't want to deal with them?
They weren't accepting to gays.
Why not?
I don't know, you're a conservative, Mr. Peterson.
Do you think homosexuality is normal?
It's being normalized.
Is it normal?
Today it is.
Is it normal?
Yes, today it is.
Meaning that you think it's right?
Now that's two different questions, Mr. Peterson.
Is it right?
If a man wants to sleep with another man, that's that man's prerogative.
Is it right?
According to whatever laws he fall up under, again, I don't fall under religion, Mr. Peterson.
So I'm asking delay, is it right?
If a man sleeps with another man, if he desires it.
Is it right?
If he desires it.
No.
Let me tell you this.
But you're not answering is it right, because you know right from wrong, right?
Right, but right is an opinion number one.
Do you know right from wrong?
I think I do.
So is it right?
I'm not the decider of that. I can't
But you know right from wrong.
I do, but I can't make a decision. I can only answer
I'm not asking about anyone else. I'm asking you.
Now, if you're asking me, if I'm dealing with
homosexuality. No, I'm asking you, is it right?
Mr. Peterson, that is
you don't want to answer that question?
I am answering it. But that's a question that you have to ask me directly, not
I'm asking you directly.
Like a group of people.
Delay, is it right?
For a man to all his ass up and then...
Is homosexuality or lesbian, is that right?
If that's what you want, it's a choice. If that's your choice...
Would you be okay with your boys doing that?
No, my sons wouldn't do that. Because
why not?
Because they're raised, they see a man. They know
but
what
if
a man...
they end up turning out doing that, and they came home, Daddy, here's my boyfriend, would you accept it as being right?
Come on, Mr. Peterson.
So you are a liberal, right?
Yeah.
And do you vote Democrat or Republican?
I usually vote, I don't vote based on a party. I don't vote based on party lines. I vote based on what a candidate is saying to me and what he's saying to my people.
Did you know that real men are conservative and not liberals?
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
I think you just came up with that again, Mr. Peterson.
No, that's a reality. But
Can you tell me where you get that information from?
Did you vote for the Great White Hope?
You calling Donald Trump the Great White Hope?
That's right.
Okay, the big orange disaster is what I call him. Yeah, the big orange disaster. Yeah, that's...
Why do you call him that? Did you vote for him, first of all?
No. When I went
why do you call him the bitch?
First of all, let me just tell you about when I voted. It was out of Hillary and Trump. I went into the voting booth, and you know who I voted for?
Trump.
No, I put down a little bow wow. Yes, you could write in the names.
Why do you vote for Hillary?
Because she didn't have my interest either.
Oh. Why not the Great White Hope?
Definitely not the big orange disaster.
What is it about him you don't like or agree with?
I don't like the way he conducts himself in the Oval Office. He doesn't conduct himself very presidential, and we all know that.
And what
the
do you
language
mean?
that he uses.
Like how? Give me an example.
Grab him by the pussy.
So
remember that one?
Well, you conduct yourself the same way.
Hold up. I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm not running for any office.
I know, but
grab him by the pussy.
But you're still a man, though.
Hold up.
But
so you're going to excuse his behavior by saying he's a man?
Did you hear him say that
I've
in the Oval Office?
I've never in my life said...
Did you hear him say that in the Oval Office?
I've never heard him say it in the Oval Office. However, I've never heard anybody that was in the Oval Office say it either.
He hasn't done that since being president that you're aware of, right?
He paid off porn stars, man.
Why, has he done that while president?
It doesn't matter. It exists. It's like saying if it doesn't happen while he's conducting this type of
Has he done that while president?
We don't know, but he's done a lot.
Right, so why would you hold something
You
that...
have to, because you got to stand, you have to stand your... You can't say stuff like that and then just excuse it. You have a certain You got a standard to
You don't
uphold.
believe people get over things?
Grab them by the pussy.
Do people get over things? You don't believe that they get over things? We do one thing one time, but maybe we get better from it.
Okay, let me give you another thing. The Central Park 5. He took out an $80,000 page ad in trying to convict these guys.
Right, because he thought at the time that they
But
were
he
guilty.
was wrong.
Right.
And his
But
wrongness
people do-
caused people to lose a lot of time in their life.
But how about
He's
as
a bad
president?
man. He's first. So we should just disregard all of his other antics and all the other
Yes.
things, the unfair housing practices. And
Wouldn't you want to be forgiven for what you've done in the past? Because that's not who you are today.
no, that is who he is today. That is
Are
still,
you the same person today as you were in the past?
I'm not.
But why?
I'm not.
Why is it that you're not, but he can't change?
He hasn't shown change.
So
Why do you love this man? What does this man do? Do you like black people? What did your black skin ever do to you?
Why
Mr.
you asking me
Peterson,
that?
That makes you hate it so much.
what makes you think I hate it?
Because I've never heard you say anything good about black people, especially in a group.
When you
You
say-
don't like.
When you
don't
say you
like-
never heard,
I haven't heard.
you never heard of me.
I have heard of you, Mr. Peterson.
You did?
Yes.
And so haven't I shown I love black people?
You have shown that you strongly despise black people.
By doing what?
Saying stuff like the great white hope.
But I
You're
call
the first black man I've ever heard say something like
the
that.
Great White Hope. I have T-shirts that says the Great White Hope.
But I gotta ask you a question.
Also,
Stacey.
listen, you didn't know this about me. I call Obama the fallen Messiah.
You don't like Obama either.
No, I like Obama. I just don't agree with his politics.
Okay, I can rock with that.
Yeah.
You don't think he did anything positive for black people?
Who?
Obama.
No.
Nothing?
Not 1
Not
ounce
nothing?
of it. He's married to Big Mama, and he's afraid of his wife.
Mr. Peterson, that's blasphemy. He did nothing. You ever heard of the Affordable Care Act? You ever heard of that?
Yes.
That's nothing good. You ever?
That wasn't good.
Okay, so
So
people didn't have. People
did
didn't.
you think that was good for black people to get so-called free health insurance?
I don't want to call it free. Somebody's paying for it. It's not
Right.
free.
The blacks are not paying for it. It's
Oh, the
free
black-
to them.
So you don't believe
Do
it's
you
poor white
think-
people?
Do you think that?
Hold on, Mr.
Wait,
Peterson.
I want to do it one thing at a time.
Okay.
So do you think that by Obama offering free so-called health care for
Stop
black
saying black.
people, was that doing
So
for
white
black
people-
people? We were talking about what he done good for
All right.
black people.
Well,
You asked
I can
me-
tell you- well, I
said
know.
You don't think that was good for black people? No, I don't. Do you think that was good for black people?
Yeah, if you don't have insurance, somebody gives you insurance, I think that's pretty good. So you don't think there's poor people? There's white poor people?
Yes, there are, but you don't hear them
You don't think
whining.
they was using it?
But you don't hear them whining and begging like the blacks.
White people on food stamps more than black people.
No. For the percentage of black people
You
more.
don't think it's more white people on food stamps than black people? That's
Only
a fact,
be-
Mr.
Only
Peterson.
because of percentage rate. There are more white people than there are black people in
You
the country.
love white people.
Do you love white people?
I love people that love me.
Do you love white people?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with white people,
But what are you
Asian
talking
people.
about there?
But Mr. Peterson, you don't like black people. You still haven't answered my question.
What's that question?
What did your black skin ever do to you? To make
Nothing.
you hate it?
Nothing at all. I'm not into the black thing.
If there was a cream that came out, a cream, and you could change your skin for 1 year, you'd be all over it.
You think?
You don't like your skin.
Really? Amazing.
And you have nice skin.
Amazing.
You have nice skin.
Okay, good.